In today's video, we connect power up to the rear wheels of this 500cc lawnmower build. So we finalise the front jack shaft. We get power from there down to our rear CV spool. We weld up the CV axles. Let's get to it. First of all, we've got to machine up the disc brake for the back. Then we've got to brace up the rear CV spool, get that working properly. Then we can connect the CV shafts together and start running chains. Let's machine a hub up for this rotor. Righto, so we just pulled off each hub off the end here that holds the CV on to gain access to these bottom mounts. We want to beefing up these, make them a bit more stronger, because when I first made this, it was obviously just to get it in place and get the rear suspension happening. Did finish up this rotor here. We machined the hub, so it's going to go in quite nicely, just like that, and weld to the shaft, and then it's still removable off the plate. Alrighty, so we've got that tacked in pretty much, or welded in. So I'm thinking somewhere like right there, nice and strong, because we can utilise this beefy mount we've just made. I can put it up really high, up the top here, but I would have to make so much bracing and everything just to hold it. And I think, why overthink stuff, just put it down lower. So I've utilised a nice little spacer I've got. We'll weld that all the way around. For the bottom mount, that'll go somewhere about here. Top mount, we're going to make this plate here that angles off, something like that. Let's weld this mount on. Okay, so I've just welded this on and just realised, had a little bit of an oopsie. I've still got to key this shaft. So hopefully I can get this thing in my homemade keyway cutter with this hub still on, but anyway, I don't really have much choice now. Now we're going to connect these two pieces together, and doing that, we're going to use this bit of flat I've just bent up. I think that should do the trick. We got this rear end buttoned up. Now this rotor is a tad wonky. I don't really know what's going on there, and it's sort of grabbing, so I'm gonna have to address that at some point. Whole heap of bracing is to come for the back end. That's once we've mounted everything and gotten everything, so I know that it's not gonna be in the way. Last video, I did this one up front. I'm not happy with it. I feel that if it had a lot of power going, it's gonna loosen that tensioner off, because you can see inside there that the tensioner is pushing forwards, and with enough power I feel like it would sort of move forwards into the pillow block for the steering. It just felt like there was nothing stopping it from going like that. I suppose a spring pulled back would have helped, but yeah, I feel like we can do a lot better than that. I reckon we need to go that way, push it into it. Well, let's see how straight we can get this. Alright, so we're going to go with washers this time. Instead of a spacer that I have to machine down, try and make perfect. At least we can take a few washers out, we can add a few washers in, sort of thing, too. That should go up and push that. Oh, that is so much better. Look at that already. I know that's only just holding there, but this will be a much better setup. As you can see, it's pushing directly up. There's no need to take any links out of the chain. We've got so much more adjustment now. How freaking good is that? And we've now got ample clearance. So we got a chain thrown on this thing just to have a look roughly how things are going to look. So what I reckon is we're going to cut these tacks off, we'll sand them off, get rid of this piece because that was only in there for temporary. Then we can actually see how this thing's going to run up here. First of all, we're going to loosen up this front sprocket down here, flip that around so it's actually going to contact down to here. It's loose enough. There we go. Now, I got no clue why I didn't weld this hub as well, so we're just going to throw a few welds on the back side and then we can fit this thing back up. Welder really doesn't like this stuff, so okay. Pretty much have to spray the whole part, really. Camera died, but we got that welded up. Not very good on the sides because I didn't want to go too much and the chain rub on it. I've had that happen before, so mostly welded on the front here. Probably could have turned the heat up a little bit, but should be okay. I mean, I did just guess the front sprocket location, and the back I didn't even move. I mean, how good does that line up? That's pretty damn good. So what I want to start up with is actually making this chain to length, so we know what we're working with, and then I want to try and do a tensioner on the top here. I got this chain breaker for free a while back. It's actually with the chain I bought for the lawnmower for the first part of the jack shaft, and I haven't really been that confident on using it. I'll give it a go anyway. Screw this down till it's all the way down, and then this center one gets screwed down. How much freaking easier is that? Wind it out. We're not getting our chains dirty, even though I do get them dirty, but we're not sharing them in sparks. So much better. So our sprocket, this one needs to be able to go up and down, so it needs to be able to tension the chain like so. Keep tension on it and be adjustable. We've got our shaft in place, collar set, and got a nice little template made. So it's going to go something just like that, and then we can run some washers on the inside of this bracket through our bolt hole just to keep that nice and centered, and we've got plenty of adjustability. So there you have it. I was just about ready to go to the store today and spend probably another $100 on trying to make something like this work. This is what I mean by overcomplicating things. Nice and simple. We can add a bolt design later or a spring to keep tension on it. It should be okay. But this will get us going down the road. So let's get that fitted. Okay, so we can see this has worked out absolutely perfect. Now we've got plenty of adjustment side to side in case we want to change that, and plenty of back and forth adjustment. Right, so I'm thinking if we're going from the back, we might have enough room. Oh yeah. Can't get much better than that. Squaring this thing up and making sure that we're not going to run into our chuck there. Oh, I picked up this new light too off eBay. 20 bucks this thing was. It's fully adjustable. It's dimmable. You can go from white to yellow. Freaking awesome little upgrade, because this seems to be the darkest corner. Righto, so we got that installed. I'm going to leave the chain off for now because I want to move on to CV shafts. So this is probably the biggest mistake I've made yet on this project, and that is lifting up these bearing blocks by accident. I overlooked it, honestly, I really did. I used to sit on this, and this is the same size here, so you can see now it's sitting like another, I don't know, probably 35 mil, 30 mil or something higher. Cut these off, lower it that amount. Well, I put these back in, lower it, and then weld it back on exactly how it is, so that we can clear our top mounts here, because these top mounts, I can't cut these off. I'm going to plate them and make them all nice and strong. I'm going to get this done off camera because I've already done this setup in the back here a few times and you guys are probably sick of it. So that was a lot of work. Brake rotor's dragging a little bit, but now we actually clear top and bottom quite easily, and we've got plenty of room for gussets and stuff. Now we can get on to hacking these CV shafts up. So this thing is fully welded in, and I gotta say I'm pretty happy with that. I've never done this before. Now it has got a little bit of run out, but CVs seem to be fairly forgiving. Should be okay, and we'll see how it goes. Also, I'm hoping that just sleeving it should be strong enough. Get this side done. Alright, check this out. Rear wheels are officially connected to the mower together. How freaking cool is this? Now, this CV, I did something a little different. I put the earth clamp on here and welded it. It's not 100%, it's not as good as that side, but we'll see how we go anyway. Everything's sort of moving here too, because I still need to tighten all this hub up, so everything's loose, but just look at that. I'm pretty happy with the angle on it, because this is full droop, which it's never going to sit like this. So they spin pretty damn good. Thought it were about time we put this little compressor to use. I've never used it in 12 months, so hopefully it actually does work, because I can't return it now. I'm going to pump these rear bags up.
A few moments later.
4 minutes later and we're at 60 PSI. This thing's going to take forever. Oh yeah, that's a go. I want to fit this engine mount support back up because I'd like to run some supports from the bottom of this down to the bottom of that steering shaft, because I just feel like the support, it's just not strong enough. It could be a little bit stronger. So I've done a couple of rough numbers just online, you can get the online calculators with sprockets and stuff, and this thing is going to be way too fast. Now I do have this old taper lock one from the golf cart build. This is a 38 tooth instead of the 28 tooth. Let's get this swapped over. Okay, we got this CV spool out. I'm just going to mark where we've got the shaft, a couple of spots. I don't know what's happened. I think I made the keyway a bit too tight, but that's alright. Unbolt the press, and hopefully slip that on through. So I picked up the 1-inch shaft, the actual one that we need. Let's get this thing fitted up onto the shaft. So I filed a little bit of the keyway down. You can see it's actually moved and pushed the shaft a bit. I'm not sure what's happened there. Whether this keyway is just slightly a little bit too large for these hubs, but they are 1/4 inch, and that is a 1/4 inch keyway, so I'm not sure what's going on. You guys can't really see this, it's a bit tricky, but yeah, screws go in, for those that don't know, in like that, and it just clamps this thing down and squishes it onto the shaft. As we evenly do it up, it starts pulling it in to that little part we got left there. So here's those spaces. I'll have to get something made to space this off the shaft as these are doing, and that way we can make up for that grease cap that's pushing it out. Bird City on the roof. Listen to it. And just like that, we now have power to the rear wheels. So the engine's chain driving down to this jack shaft, from the jack shaft all the way down to the back wheels with the tensioner. This thing's going to be super fun. Now I still have some bracing to do on the internal of this steering tower. We've got to sort of brace that up because we took a lot of the structure out. We do have to do some of the front suspension. I just want to readdress these top mounts. I want to get them sitting in a little bit better. We'll keep all this, but we'll just brace it back a bit better than what it is now. So I'm going to wrap this video up here because it's getting quite long, but we did reach our goal of getting power down to the rear wheels. Now unfortunately we can't start this thing yet because we've got all that other stuff to do first, so we can't actually see how this system's going to go until we can start this thing and drive it. I've been working super freaking hard to get content out. I'm posting now every 3 weeks, so you guys can count on that. I know it's not every week like I used to do, but it's a lot more than last year. I really slacked off last year. I'm burnt out with this project, to be honest. I'm trying to find as much motivation as I can. I want to bring this thing back, and I don't want it to be a really long, exhausted out thing for you guys to watch and, you know, 30-part series on building a race mower. I want to get this thing done, out of the way, and moved on to cooler things like I said in the last one. I'd love to be able to reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you guys can help out by sharing these videos around, giving it a like, a comment always helps the algorithm do all of its thing. Now, if you're still watching by this point in the video, thanks for watching, and leave me a comment down below saying what you like about this build and saying sticker, because the first 3 people that do that, I'm going to send you each a free sticker. I don't care where you are, I'll get a hold of you. We're going to send you one. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out anything. I'll see you in the next one.